Chris Stevens, Incident Commander for the Colorado Peak Fire, and we're out here on the Santa Fe National Forest, Española Ranger District, and you'll be going out to the line on the fire. You'll be coming out on the Division Alpha, and we'll tie you in with the Division Group Supervisor out there.
What are we going to see out there?
Pretty similar to what you got here. What we would call a real clean, hot burn out there. It burned real active, real hot yesterday, so it pretty much consumed everything. So it's what we refer to as a pretty clean burn.
And you said 80% contained?
Yeah, we're going to go with 80% just because there's not complete hand line all the way around the fire, but that is shaky containment. Probably not going to have a full containment until sometime tomorrow. A bit of sense of urgency on this one just because, well, we knew the winds were coming up. We knew they had that other fire over there, which is starting to wrap up, but we knew we'd also had a couple more new starts on the Pecos, and they still had to put folks on it. So we worked all last night while we had a good break in the weather. Cooler temperatures, higher RH, no wind, and so we worked crews through the night just to really make hay, and then so that today there was just a little bit more line to put in, and then after that it's a mop-up shot.
Can you talk about the cause?
Still under investigation.
Okay.
Yeah, there was some lightning in the area real close by, but there was also quite a bit of human traffic out here as well.
So we were talking about containment lines. This is the containment line. These are hand dug. When he says 80% contained, what he's talking about is the fact that they have dug one of these or done some sort of removal fuel around the fire of about 80% of the fire. So that's what he's talking about. So you can see these are all hand dug.
I'm sorry, so this is dark.
This is all. See, this is the burn area.
Okay.
And what you can see what's happened is that it really went from tree to tree. Notice there's a lot of brown in between the trees because the fire, as it moved, it literally went from tree to tree. But there's a lot of little grassy areas in between. It's because as it burned, this is wind driven. So the sparks come off one tree, go into another tree. It takes off. The sparks go into the next tree. It takes off. Once the fuel is consumed, it's done.
Okay.
And see, it consumed not only the tree, but it consumed the fuel that was at the base of the tree, around the tree. The wind is picking up right now. So that's what these guys are doing. You can see them, they're walking kind of in a line together, and they're walking through looking for hot spots.
You guys said you had weather concerns for the next few days.
Right.
Can you...
Starting tomorrow, we're going to be in red flag.
What does that mean?
Red flag warning, which means that you're going to have high winds and very high, very low moisture, very dry conditions. So that means that it's very, very dangerous for fire. Essentially, it's located roughly about 4 to 5 miles north of the Pueblo.
I'm sorry, 45 miles.
About 4 to 5 miles north of Cochiti Pueblo. I'd have to have a map specifically. And then we are probably, as the crow flies, about 5 miles or so to the east of the Rio Grande.
Okay. And where did the fire start? Is there...
We're still trying to figure that out. So the fire probably started. It's wind driven. The wind is prevailing wind coming out of the southwest, so it's going northeast. So most likely it started towards the southwest here. So my guess is it's somewhere on the other side of that hill. I'd have to take a look at a map.
Okay.
We're still trying to figure out exactly where it started, but that's essentially where it came from.
There's the start. Okay. My name is Brandon. I'm with Trinity Hot Shots. We're out of Northern California. We're down here in Santa Fe. in, looked for hot spots, and then we're just trying to knock it out.
Utility 41.
How long you been out here?
First shift.
The crown's going to aid the spread of fire up into the crowns of it. And that's going to result in rapid rates of spread. Extreme fire.
See these little areas where the smoke's coming up? That's a hot spot.
That's a
so
hot
it's
spot,
it's
okay.
smoldering. You see the little smokes? We call them smokes. Well, let's do it this way. They work all night. Yeah, they work like this. The first crew that came in, they started the line. They anchored it near the start. So they anchor it, meaning they start at the location behind the fire and then start building along the side of the fire. And then they, at one point, it broke probably about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Last night, they had that early crew bedded down here. Another crew came in and continued to work all night. Is that right? Am I lying here? Okay. At least correct me. I'm just a range. What do I know? So that's basically how they did it. So they did it in shifts. And they continued on, and then the crew that was first on came back on this morning, and the night crew went off. We've got a tank on there. Well, see that thing hanging on the bottom there? What they do is they use that to suck water out of the lake, and then they sucks up into the tank, and then that's what they use to actually drop it with. He's got a hose at the bottom. That's what he uses to suck the water up into the tank and also drop the water onto the fire, I believe. To definitely suck it in.